Hi everyone. I wanted to discuss today about, and I hope you can hear me, mental health. And by this being Mental Health Awareness Month, which I'm just finding out was in effect since 1949, um, it is something to talk about, especially during a time of pandemic. A lot of us, when we look at mental health and mental illness, we only see like extreme cases. We only see cases that are in our face, right? We don't notice the silence of mental illness. Those who don't speak but winds up, committing suicide because they didn't speak out. They seemed happy. They seem to be, just, fine, perfectly fine. And we don't get that they're not because, they didn't speak out. It is something to be truly aware of, but it's also something to be truly aware of in your own self. When you are monitoring your mindset, you want to make sure that, you're staying healthy mentally as well. You know, Part of staying healthy mentally is doing things that can keep your mind active. And I guess it's very hard right now to do this in a pandemic. We're finding ourselves in a situation that we've never seen before. We keep hearing how it's never been seen in our lifetime. And so, yeah, it is becoming a lot. And when we are finding ourselves in this position, in the beginning, it was like, some people would be like, oh, a couple of days off of work, or, oh, I'm going to get me some rest, or, oh, it was okay for a sec, right? But not when it keeps going on and the weather is getting warmer and you don't understand, well, how far is this going to go? And, you are still caring about your own health and your family's health and the people around you. And, you see so much on the news, right? Just so much on the news. I mean, this is a time where we're losing like people by the thousands. And, it is like unreal. Unreal. Like when I counted, and I kind of stayed up with this, this pandemic count, unfortunately, for those who are infected and those who have lost lives. And it has been unreal. And I guess when you constantly have this in your mind and you tend to want to take away from it. So I started finding myself Netflix. And when I say Netflix and chilling, I really mean like chilling. I'm not talking about any other guy around. I'm really just chilling out. Okay. So, I found myself doing it, but then I found myself doing it too much. Then I started saying, oh, well, we got to go buy food. Well, yeah, okay, I have food. We bought food, and now I'm eating like I have no sense, right? I'm overeating, okay? And so that became an issue because you'll find yourself doing things that you don't normally do because you are never really in this situation. And if you are a binge eater like I have been, yeah, this falls very easy for you. Very easy for you to fall into. So if you can get depressed easily like I can, and if you can binge eat like I do, this is a bad combination. I think I've mentioned to many people that I have what is called SAD, seasonal affect disorder. So this, and as I say, the seasonal affect disorder is when, like, when it gets dark and it's nighttime, for some reason you finding yourself feeling a little down. Normally for me, it's because I probably didn't do much in a day. If I did a lot that day, I'm good. But if I didn't, like, do what I'm supposed to do, like, get on my grind, I'm a little more sad at night. So that's kind of more of me just, being disappointed in my productivity for the day. Or if it's winter time and winter lasts really long and it's been a cold winter and you don't get out and you don't do much, it can affect the spirits. You do have to get out. Well, this is one of those times where you really can't do too much or get out, right? Like, what I had was my church as my outlet. What I had was my gym as my outlet, right? I knew that my mom around this time they would be having a cookout at their at her building, and they will open up the pool. And this is a time where I would sit here and be like, okay, let me see what the parks are doing, you know. So when we're on this shutdown, it does not affect me until I want to do something or when I think about it, right? And I'm like, okay, times I'm thinking about it, because I don't really interact too much when I'm going to work, right? I don't work in that environment. I don't work around people too much. So, I notice it better when I'm trying to go to um, work to buy some food, right? And now I got to get geared up. That's when it starts to affect me. Because, first of all, we all know one of the things that I talk about all the time is that I want to be married in 2020. So 2020 is pretty much sucking right now because I'm totally covered up. And I just bought me some goggles because I needed to make sure nothing got in my eyes because it said that's a point of entry. And, I'm gloving up and I'm sitting here putting this mask on. So I'm like, people who be noticing who I am, they be like, Melissa, I'm like, how do you even know who I am? I'm so covered up. And I'm like, I know you, Melissa. And I'm like, wow. And you're looking at people's eyes as you go to the store and you're like, I think I know that person. I think I know that person. But you don't know if you know them. So, especially if they're not like well known by you. So, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And you're finding yourself, you can't get out there as much. You're gonna go shopping every day and risk yourself? No. So guess what? Now you're just stuck in the house. Then on top of it, for me, it is like I go to work and I have patients that are not able to communicate. So that's something that affects me. Because some people have where they go out and they can, interact with their coworkers, right? Even if they got to be 6 feet apart, even if they got to wear a mask, they can interact with their coworkers. Well, I don't really have that outlet. And I don't have, like, I might for a second speak to the parents when I first walk into their home to take care of the children that I take care of. But at the same time, I don't have it where they're going to stay up with me all night, or the whole point of my going to work is to relieve them so they can do what they got to do. Like, one of my parents have to work and the other one, it's bedtime and she needs to sleep, so I'm there to take care and while she sleeps, right? She's not there to be like, oh, I know you don't get out, I know this is a pandemic, I know that she's not really trying to be there like that. So with that, it started to affect me even more because I started realizing, yes, I'm blessed. I do have my godson. I do have my grandson. They do come over. They do make me happy, and I know where my blessings flow. Don't get me wrong, but it also gets to a point where you need adult conversation, right? So you don't really have the outlet really to call your friends, because a lot of my friends are moms and, with younger children, like not like me. I've had my kids a year early. A lot of them didn't have their kids early. So they are still involved in, after school programs and well, different things. Even though they're not able to do it right now, they still have to be like more active with your younger children, as opposed to me, where even though, yes, I do have my godson and I do have him all throughout the week, and school thing is not working out too well. It's working out well, but it's not that fun because it's like a lot more. But that's been a blessing too, because I'm putting a lot more effort and time into his education, which is one of the reasons why I always have him, because I want to make sure that he excels. So I guess that's been a blessing when I think about it. But again, it's still just child interaction, and I need adult interaction. So I didn't realize that it was starting to affect me. And I started noticing that I was eating a lot. I started noticing that I don't even want to exercise. I started noticing that I was watching way too much TV. I stay on YouTube. I like these Easy and Natalie and the Family Project. They do all these pranks on each other. Made me want to start doing that with my family, but my family ain't fun. So I'm like, oh gosh, nobody wants to start a vlog. Nobody wants to start anything. And I just feel like, oh man, and they're like, yeah, no, Ma, I'm not into that. I'm not into that, So anyway, I guess I'm just immature. Who knows? And I feel a little alone. I feel a little alone. No outlet leads to isolation. No outlet leads to isolation. I want you to be very mindful of that find something to do, find something to to take your mind away, but that is productive. And the reason why I say productive is watching TV all day, for me, became very unproductive. Like, if I know I have to get on here and find out how to edit my videos, right? And I don't do it. I do it and then I get out of it and then I get down again. I know that my gospel music normally picks my spirit up. When I noticed that I started getting more depressed is when I no longer wanted to listen to my gospel music. I noticed that I no longer wanted to even write encouraging words to speak, and I didn't want to even pray. And it's not because I don't love God, and it's not because I'm mad at God, and it's not because I had this issue where I'm like, well, God, I'm just feeling some type of way. No, I don't know. I just didn't have the energy mentally. It's a mental energy that I didn't want to put out anymore. And so that started to really, when I put my gospel music, I say, well, put your gospel music on, blast it, and listen to it. And I did it, and it still didn't work. And I said, well, no, this is true depression. This is true depression, because normally that works for me. And when I find out that doesn't work for me, then I say, well, listen to the word, find some words, God, some godly words to listen to, put it on some, some sermons. And that was I was starting to not want to listen to it. And I'm like, okay, I am truly being affected by this. So I remember giving y'all a video, and I was telling y'all about how when I didn't listen to God, okay, and I went and I stayed in the bed when He told me to get up and go to the gym. And I said, oh no, I want to talk to my ex. And, he wasn't my ex at the time still, but he was living with me. And I just didn't want to listen to God. And I sat here and I stayed home because I wanted to talk to Him instead. But I heard God wake me up at 7:30 in the morning and say, go to the gym. Well, this time He did the same thing. He said, get out and work out. So yesterday, I'm no fool, okay? Because last time it landed me in jail. So I said, oh, I hear you, God. I hear you, Lord. So I got up and I said, I'm going to vlog it. I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to do something different. You don't have to have everybody doing everything with you if they're not involved or don't want to be involved and stuff like that. Everybody's not, don't see your plans, your goals for your life, right? So I said, well, I want to do this, and I'm going to go ahead and vlog it. I mean, I did go, I got the Zumba certificate. I'm the nutrition therapist, I'm a specialist, nutritional specialist, and I'm sitting here and I'm learning, I'm a group fitness instructor. Why not try something there? So I did that yesterday, and that felt good. I felt good, and I said, this was a good thing, Lord. Thank you for waking me up again and telling me to get out and work out. And I heard Him and I listened. And so, when I'm feeling alone, obviously I'm not alone, because it wasn't a boisterous voice. It wasn't a loud voice. It didn't come thundering through the clouds. Get up now. It wasn't nothing like that. It was a still, small voice that spoke to me and said, get up and go work out. And I'm like, okay. Now, I've been wanting to work out for a while. I don't like working out in the cold. But I kept saying, even on a warmer day, I still wouldn't get up. I kept allowing myself to fall deeper into my uncomfortable comfort and this cushy depression. Eating like too much Pillsbury dough, chocolate chip cookies, just baking up a storm. And then I got into baked macaroni and cheese, and it was like, okay, come on, for real. And that makes me, like, have inflammation. So why, right? Like, I knew I was hurting myself. I knew that now I'm starting to feel sick, and I kept doing it anyway. And so, this mental health awareness is real. It's not just for that loud person that you can hear walking down the street who, may not be able to control themselves. It's for people like me that you may not look at every day, and you may not see that I suffer from depression, or the person that's in your household, you may not know. So, like, open your eyes to them, but open your eyes to yourself, because you don't know if you find yourself having any of these symptoms, or go online and find out symptoms of depression, because you might think you just want to lay around because ain't nothing to do, but you might be falling into a depression. Get out, seek help. It's very, very important. Seek help. You are not alone. There are too many people who are out there who can help you. I choose to pray, I choose to fight through it, Um, when I start feeling something, I start saying, hold up, this don't feel right, I don't like it. And sometimes even though I get cushy in it, I'm like, I gotta figure it out. I gotta make myself, pick myself up. I got to. This cannot be where I'm gonna be at. And it can get real ugly. I'm like, well, just forget it. Well, I don't even feel like doing it, and I don't want to do it. So, it becomes a lot. It becomes a lot. And when I found out that this was Mental Health Awareness Month, I'm like, wow, this is like this with the pandemic. I'm like, this is a lot. We need to talk about it. We need to make sure that we are taking care of those around us and taking care of ourselves. So I just wanted to, let me see, I want to make sure I touch on everything that I want to touch on. Just wanted to say one thing though. The enemy lies to our spirit, right? He was going to tell you that, oh, you know what? That's why you're alone. That's why you should have been married, and nobody's going to be with you. And now it's 2020 and you talked about getting married and now you can't get out. And it's like, yeah. And then I started feeling that, and I started pulling myself back like, oh, wow. But you know what? I got God, and he's my husband. And if he never gives me a husband, I'll be okay, right? Not to say he wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to allow the enemy to speak to my spirit. He's trying to make me feel that, oh, you're getting too old, or you're getting too, like, it's just, you start to notice things about yourself, and you're starting to figure like, oh, gosh, it's crazy. But, recognize the enemy's voice as well as God's, because sometimes you got to put the enemy back in his place. You have to stomp them lower. You got to push him. You got to fight for your life. Okay? Because the thing is, he gets in to make us attack our own spirit. And when we start attacking our own spirit, and then we start drinking, and then we want to sit here and do whatever else recreational that we decide that is not great for us to do, and then we find ourselves in a situation where we're just, I also was noticing, sometimes you got to turn the news off. It's not because you don't want to be aware of what's going on, but know who you are and how much you can take. We're dealing with our African American men and women too. They're getting profiled, and our minorities are getting profiled. And we heard about the two men, for the father and son who killed someone, a black man jogging. And it's just too much. It's just too much. And it's just a lot. I remember my son just recently telling me, Mom, we're going to get out, we're going to jog. I've been jogging. And that just hurts me, because my son, is a young black man, and I couldn't. Anyway, I don't even want to go there, because I'm trying not to tear. I'm trying not to tear too much, I should say, because I'm already tearing. But, yeah. We got to figure out how to find joy even in this pandemic. Find joy even in our trials and our tribulations. Find some type of peace so that you can get through it. One of the things I don't like is that we're like targeting Chinese people now. Like, why? Yeah, it happened in Wuhan, if it started there, okay, or Wuhan, or however you want to say it. Person around the corner didn't do it. So come on, always think like. Just like you didn't like when someone targeted you, don't do it to somebody else. Like, we have to learn to love each other, because we still all have blood running through our veins. Like we're still human. They love their family. They want to get home to their family just like I want to get home to mine. Hate can't keep being a thing that keeps to grow. We can't keep growing hate. We have to start saying, let me not act like that. Seriously. I mean, what if this started up? Like when Ebola came out, right? I would be very mad if everybody thought that we just want to beat up all black people because Ebola started in Africa. Come on. You're sick. No one ever gets that the pandemic is not for you to do the worst. It's for you to try to be your best. Try to show your better self. Get out there and help people. Get out there. That's nothing. Stop being in your own spirit and get out there. Because then it will make you feel better. Anyway, pay attention to your mood. I just want to make that very clear. Pay attention to your mood. And when Satan finds a way to creep in, know when to push past it and stomp him lower. He does not have power over you. You have power over you. And, I remember that my grandmother used to always say that you have nothing if you don't have your mind. And she was so right by saying that, So I've learned that, I have nothing if I don't have my mind. And so I've learned to sit here and, push until my spirit finds peace. Push until I find that joy. Push and pray. Push and pray. Push and pray. And it's probably going to be my battle for the rest of my days because it's always something. It's not just the pandemic. It's always something. So you must fight. You must fight for your mind. You just must fight for your mind. That is, got to keep your mind on track. You must fight for your mind. But when you see signs of it for yourself and others, help. Reach out. Speak to somebody. Just call and say, are you okay? I'm thinking about you. You can always call my phone. Just say that. Don't let no one ever feel alone or be alone. If you feel alone, reach out. Reach out. I've used the vlog for that. So when I get off this vlog, I'll probably be a little bit by myself. But I feel like, if I said some encouraging words that can help others, and now I can probably feel a little bit better today. Because if we don't just reach out just to help others, sometimes it really truly helps ourselves. It helps us to be of service. It's more than just being of service to others. It really is a life-saving, it's a lifesaver. So yeah, we just want to get out there. All right, so I just want to say stay blessed, stay safe, okay? Stay safe and protect yourself. Too much of that is on the news. Everybody want to get out in this world, and it's fine. We can't hide forever. I get that. What I don't get is that we just going to be willy-nilly doing what the heck we want to do when we get out there. No, I want my husband. I don't want to wear a mask. Right? I gotta do my hair better, and it's not even so great because it's like I gotta get my hair to grow back. I don't know what's going on with my hair. So it's really hard to do right now. I gotta find some really cute styles because that's all they're gonna see is my hair. So because I'm always covered up. So yeah, that's not cool. Not cool at all. But stay safe. Get the artillery. Get your artillery out. Your goggles if you got them. Your gloves. Your mask. Bring some wipes if you have them. Bring some hand sanitizer, and wipe things down if you're going to the supermarket if you can. If you have those means to do that, just because what may not affect you does affect others. And don't we love our family enough to know that we want to keep them safe, right? I love my family enough to know that I want them to stay safe. And so I'm hoping the same for everybody. Like, we want to keep our family safe, keep ourselves safe. They don't want to see us leave this earth because we wasn't doing the right thing. God will push, he will cleanse the earth and take this from us. He will help us find a vaccine. He will get there. just be patient, and make sure when you're going back out there, don't be willy-nilly. I don't care who says what. Your life is yours. So if you want to get out there and kill you and your family, think about that. Like, why? Like, why? Don't. Why should I just act like it's not happening in the world when I'm looking right on the news and I see it's happening? It's not a joke. I know too many people who know somebody, just one person. What is it, 1 degree or whatever? Don't get me to start giving you sayings. I can't do it. But 1 degree of separation, I think is what it's called. Anyway, too many people that I know that know somebody who just died from COVID. So what you're thinking is not real, it is real. So if it has not affected you, know your blessings, but don't be the one to affect others, and don't put yourself at risk. Again, that shows me depression in you. So if you need help, speak out, because you don't want to be just dying or killing off your family. I hope that you love yourself and people around you more than that. So please stay safe. And I just feel like I had to put that little out there, that little, side note out there. So I love you all. Y'all stay safe. I'm gonna do some exercise today and go on my page and vlog it out, because why not, right? So it's cool out here today, but it's not so bad. I can actually walk. I'll probably be taking this off once I start walking, because it'll probably start getting too warm. All right, love you and stay blessed. Bye bye.